setting up the camera. Uh, Welcome back to my show. It's me, LA, ELAY, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Welcome to my colorism series session. We are on number 6, and I did a little changing around. So today's number 6 topic will be colorism, seeing colorism during my college years. Seeing colorism during my college years. We're going to just start right off. This is video 6. Welcome to all of you new subscribers, and thank you for subscribing, and welcome returning subscribers. It don't take much to make a comment, to press a like or dislike, because it's a contribution. So don't think that simply pressing that you like the video or don't like the video or putting the comment down, be it negative or positive, is not helping, because that's good too. You don't necessarily have to give money, but giving a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a comment, that's free, but that's still giving too. So that's how I see it. Commenting is giving. If you want to show support and you feel you don't have any money or just don't want to give that girl no money, well, at least put a thumbs down on it. Everything helps. Everything helps. All right, colorism, part 6. I'll start with the definition. Colorism is prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. Colorism within the Black community has been a serious emotional and psychological battle. Colorism, prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. Ethnic or racial group. Colorism within the Black community has been a serious emotional and psychological battle. Mind, people. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. You can be spiritually quadriplegic if your mind isn't clear of these stupid thoughts. There's a lot more people disabled around here than you know. Just because they're walking around here with their arms and legs don't mean squat, because their brain is filled with crap. So let's start right in. Number 6, colorism. Seeing colorism during college. I did go to college, unfortunately, and we'll get into that. That's another story. So since I went to college against my desire, unfortunately, it was there too where I did not get a break from hearing all the wonderful joys of having certain skin colors. And since I was in college, apparently we were officially all grown. 18 and everything. You know, we're grown, we 18, we're in college, we can do anything we want. I mean, it's in living color for Black people. You can do what you want to do because we in college. And apparently they can say what they want to. Hashtag no filter when you in college, because you are grown. So you can't do what the F you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in college freshman year. And unfortunately, everything I learned in college was a bunch of crap. And one of the things pertaining to this subject that stuck out the most with me, when I did once again try to give this social mingling another round. I really tried. I did have a select few of girls I hung around. There were 2 of them. They're really nice. Hey y'all, if y'all remember me, if you're watching it. But outside of that, I tried to just mingle with people who were older than me, because I was 18 when I went to college, but of course there were 23-year-olds and higher there. And at our campus, I went to a community college, rolling my effing eyes. So there were people from the university down the road who would come to our college and take classes too, and whatever else they did. But there was one particular time I thought it would be cool. I got invited to sit with a group of people that my two friends per se sat would sit with, okay? Because usually I wouldn't hang up at the college for when I once I got out, because I had to go to work unfortunately right after college classes are over. But this time I had some time to stick around to see what their social life was after the after studies are over. I finally got to do that. And I didn't like it. Based on it was the same thing. Conversations were weak. We weren't talking about anything. But they were nice, I guess. For the most part, they were. I wouldn't, if they needed a ride, I would have given them a ride. They needed help with something, I would have had them because there wasn't anything evil or I don't feel safe around them. It's just a conversation. This was a group of people from another university, and they were white people. There, he was a white guy who said it. Um, he seemed like a dork, and then he was with his friends, and then I guess there were some white girls at the other end too. So I got invited to the group because, the other two African American girls I hung around with, they were like, oh, this is my friend that we told you about. She goes to work or something usually when we're here, XYZ. So that's how I got in at the table. And I was painfully quiet, but it was nice to be there to at least hear them as I tried to do my studies and try to feel a sense of belonging. I didn't feel like I stood out too much as far as my color. I just felt I stood out so much because I was unbelievably quiet and they didn't like that. And then they continued their conversation because I believe I was so quiet they forgot I was at the table, which was perfect because they started talking about girls at at the university I went to, and specific females the uni at the at the university. I'm getting it all mixed up. I have coffee, as you see. Wake up, brain. They started talking about people from their campus. They went to a university, and they started talking about the girls on our campus, which was a community college. So of course, they're like, "Oh, you went to Bridgeport." They did ask that. I'm like, "Yeah." So do you know XYZ? And in my head, I'm like, "Unfortunately, I do." Another light skinned chick. Oh God, we used to be friends, whatever. But yeah. So, anyways, I didn't really want to talk about her too much, and I guess they figured. But they were like, yeah, she's a cool black girl. We know a couple of black people. Yeah, you guys aren't friends anymore. And I was like, no, I just want to keep to myself and left it as that. Well, I like her. She's beautiful. I like girls of color. I'm like, go, why would you say that? Can't you say anything? I don't even like the girl. But I'm not gonna be saying something crazy like that. That's just crazy. If you don't have anything to say, just be quiet. But I can't. I'm not gonna hate her or anything. She's nice, but she's just not this type of person I want to be around. If she needs help, I do have her, or things like that. I like that. Just people you just probably a work associate type level of thing, but we just don't have anything in common outside of that. We grew apart. But this guy just straight out said some, oh, I like people that color. Oh my gosh, their skin is so beautiful. And the girl he's referring to, we're the same exact color. Okay, we're black, but it's just crazy. I'm like, do you know, hello, I'm at the table, I'm black. That's a compliment. I think that's what you're trying to reach for. Fine. But the thing is, the girl who invited me to the table was black. I mean, like dark. So I felt bad for her. I'm like, why am I always getting in situations like this? I see maybe you're trying to be nice and XYZ, but you have to be aware that you just dissed the girl who invited me to the group that's darker than me. You just dissed her, and she's been friends with you way longer than me. So it kind of made me feel weird. I'm like, okay, hello, girl in my head. So you see how he really feel about you by conversing with me. So what is it that you're doing, or what is it that do you have that makes him tolerate you if that's what he rather be around or prefer, and you're really dark? It just made me mad. I'm like, it's not my place because she invited me to the table, so I'm not getting ready to go save people and stand up for people. That's just not my place. But it hurt, and from that moment, I was like, I just chill by myself. Or when you guys, get some time and want to hang with me, that's cool. That just didn't sit well with me. I knew what he was saying, but I'm like, even within the white race, you know, they don't like dark skinned people. Growing up from what I see, they don't like dark skinned people. But if they had to choose from some black people, they'll choose people our color. And it's like, I feel like a cancer person. I remember I'm saying this story to say, I was in a relationship with someone not my race. And I felt like I was just, oh, you're really nice, but if you were white, it would be perfect. And that's the tone I was getting. So, having said that to say, hearing that, oh my gosh, you are so nice. And I'm so thankful that you're this shade of color because it would be really hard to just tolerate you. I feel sorry for dark skinned people because it's like, hearing that from this guy from who was older than us from a university say, "Oh, I like people that color. They're so pretty. They're so beautiful." And wow, I feel sorry for the dark skinned girl, and I feel sorry for the white girls at the table. I'm like, isn't that your girlfriend? So now she gonna be probably want to be tanning her little skin all day around the clock. I'm like, you insulted my friend who's dark, and then not only that, I'm assuming that's your girlfriend. You insulted her too. Do you just realize what you've done, dude? It's terrible. So I felt sorry for the white girl too because now she probably feeling some type of way like I'll never be like that. Or she gonna want to be over tanning and putting herself at risk for super wrinkly skin and cancer. That's just not cool, man. So what I'm saying is trying to look through the lens of a dark skinned person, it feels bad because it's like white people don't want to deal with black people, period. Okay, they don't want stress. So the best way to deal with it is just not deal with them at all. But dear Lord, if we have to, let's just get someone who looks our color at least, so we can kind of forget um who we're associating with or having to deal with. And heaven forbid they open their mouths because their language is horrible. So God, I hope she is at least light skinned and don't speak. I hope she's educated so I won't feel like I gotta vomit in my coffee. Cause not only I gotta put up with a black person, she can't even speak our freaking language. Crap like that. So it's terrible that you gotta put up with all that being a darker person. Everybody's got their cross to bear. Some people's are harder than others. Okay, so you have to remember that too. Just be glad you're in America. Okay, yeah, we're glad we're in America. Yay, we are. Now that we're in America, we have other things to deal with too. So that's pretty heavy. So I think this video is going to be pretty short because that was the thing that stuck out to me the most in college, hearing that story, because it's like, why would you say that in front of your girlfriends or in front of your people? You just diss them. And I don't really think he was trying to say that to be down in the black clique. It seemed pretty authentic. So dude, if you're feeling like if your preference is a person with some color, you need to own that and quit being comfortable and not true to yourself and go on and date somebody who's melanated. So you don't be feeling like you letting your people down too. So having said that, guys, girls, if you find yourself wanting to even marry somebody who's outside your race because it's a love thing, you need to go on and do it instead of just like, I'm gonna just stay within my race just to not rock the boat so I don't have stuff to deal with. You're always gonna have issues. So marrying someone else out of your race is just another issue per se that you have to just work with. But at the end of the day, you'll be super happy in your heart and far as health too. because you didn't settle. You don't want to settle, especially for somebody when you're doing something like marriage. That's forever, especially if you want to be committed to that person forever. You better marry somebody that you love. Don't be just staying inside your race because your mama gonna disown you, your daddy gonna disown you. Think about it this way: they already disowned you. They're just controlling you to make you stay in a spot so they won't feel like idiots. You're going to be ruining their lives. You're not ruining yours. You'll be ruining theirs because they're so worried about the outside looking in and with the crap in the kingdom that they build. So, white people, Mexican people, however, any race, yeah. If you find yourself falling for someone who's not your color and you really believe he or she is the one, go for it, because this will only bring you two closer together. A lot of people aren't willing to deal with the type of affliction that they will get when dating outside their race. If you want someone outside your race, but you're not willing to put up with the sacrifice and having to be humble and deal with things and really understand your mate and see where they're coming from and knowing what you're gonna have to deal with day in and day out, don't even mess with them. Or if you want to see how things are on the other side of the fence, get a prostitute. Don't be using people who ain't like that. Get somebody who's selling themselves who's outside your race so at least they know what it's all about. So you don't be leading people on having broken hearts. Pay her, do what you got to do, and then be on your way. But don't be messing with people who really are in want to be in a relationship, because this is a fragile situation. It's very delicate. So if you want to play the game that way, you better play it right. And then second of all, white people, just you got to look inside yourself too, because we are in a different generation. We are not our mothers and we are not our fathers, and we may not see colorism like our parents have taught us. And that's good. That's a struggle within itself, realizing that some ways that our parents taught us to look at other people is wrong, is ignorant, is foolish. Yeah, I get why you may look that way or think that way, but things have changed. So you have to stand up for yourself too, because if you have kids or plan on having kids, you are going to be that example. So regardless, you're going to have to fight for this period if you don't want your kids to be effed up in the head. You're going to have to show them a new view to which you see. So that is a fight, because your parents are gonna may not want to see you, sure as heck are gonna want to see those grandkids. So you're still gonna have to embrace this color stuff, some way, shape, or form. Just prepare for it, knowing that if you can't do it for yourself, don't mess up your kids, because the cycle will continue. And don't you white people want to just always be better? Well, look in the mirror and embrace this crap so your children can be better at least. This is a mental thing, okay? African American people, you black people, the same thing. The way you see white people, grow up. Everybody bleeds the same. Everybody has a skin color. This is the color spectrum. There's black, there's white. So in the middle of this is going to be different colors, okay? But we're all the same, okay? So let's just get that in our heads. I love the diversity of having all these wonderful colors around. The world would be so boring if everybody was all white. It would be. And coming from my point of view, the world would be so boring if everybody was all black. Like, it's got to be something more to this. So I love the mixture. Embrace the mixture. And if you choose to just stay within your own race, that's fine. That's your beliefs. But don't turn your noses up if your son or daughter happen to have different views. Don't disown them just because they may have different views. Because if you disown them, you disown their grandchildren too. Because they may not want to bring their grandchildren around you with an attitude like that. So think about that too. You're going to be dividing a family. You say black people don't stick together as a family, but check if your child marries outside their race, you're disowning them. So that's a separate. So put that in your heads too if white people want to stay together as a unit. Get this colorism crap out of your head, because at the end of the day, it's going to come down to whether you want to support your kid on this or not. You're going to divide that family, and a family that is divided will fall. I don't care what race and how much money you got. Okay? Like, dislike, comment, share. If you have anything else you want to ask me about this colorism stuff, put it in the comments so maybe I can elaborate on it. This is LA, pronounced like LA like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy, talking to y'all about my view of colorism through my eyes. Now it's your turn to make a video about seeing colorism through your eyes. Let's get this going.